Hey there, smart garden community. Welcome back to another game-changing episode. If you've ever found yourself staring at seedlings that simply refuse to budge, stuck at the same size for weeks despite your best efforts, then you know the frustration I'm talking about. You've checked the soil, adjusted the watering schedule, verified the light conditions, and still, those little plants seem frozen in time. Today, I'm sharing something that completely transformed my approach to stalled seedlings, and I promise you, this isn't your typical troubleshooting advice. We're going deep into a counterintuitive technique that mimics nature's own reset mechanism, and the results are nothing short of remarkable. Before we jump into the solution, let's talk about what's really happening when your seedlings hit pause. Most gardening resources will point you toward nutrient deficiencies, root-bound containers, or environmental stress, and while these factors certainly play a role, they're often just symptoms of a deeper issue. Here's the truth that changed everything for me. Sometimes your seedlings are trapped in a perpetual growing state without the natural signals that trigger robust development. You see, in nature, plants experience seasonal transitions that essentially program their growth patterns. When we grow seedlings indoors under constant conditions, we're inadvertently creating an endless summer scenario. Your plant isn't necessarily sick or struggling, it's actually waiting for a signal that never comes, a signal that tells it to shift gears and push into its next growth phase. Think of it like this. Imagine trying to run a marathon without ever resting between training sessions. Your seedling has been in active growth mode since germination, and sometimes what it desperately needs is a controlled break, a brief period of rest that allows it to consolidate resources, strengthen its root system, and prepare for explosive growth. This is where the revolutionary dormancy trick comes into play, and it's based on understanding how plants naturally respond to seasonal changes in their native environments. The core of this technique involves creating a temporary controlled dormancy period through strategic temperature reduction combined with decreased light exposure. Now, before you worry about harming your plants, let me be crystal clear. We're not talking about subjecting your seedlings to freezing conditions or shocking them into survival mode. This is a gentle, calculated process that mimics the mild cooling period many plants experience in nature, triggering beneficial physiological changes that can break through growth stalls. For most common vegetable and flower seedlings, the ideal temperature range for this mini dormancy period falls between 45 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. This is cool enough to signal a seasonal shift, but still warm enough to prevent any damage to tender tissues. The duration is equally important. Typically, a period of 7 to 14 days is sufficient to achieve the desired effect. During this time, you'll also want to reduce light exposure significantly, providing only ambient indirect light, rather than the direct grow lights or bright windowsill conditions your seedlings normally receive. The magic really happens at the cellular level during this period. When exposed to cooler temperatures and reduced light, your seedlings naturally slow their above-ground growth and redirect energy toward root development and internal strengthening. Hormonal changes occur that essentially prepare the plant for a new growth surge. When you return them to optimal growing conditions after this dormancy period, they respond with renewed vigor, often showing visible new growth within just a few days. Safety and proper preparation are absolutely crucial for this technique to work effectively. The biggest mistake gardeners make is shocking their plants with sudden temperature changes, so we need to approach this methodically. Start by ensuring your seedlings are properly hydrated about 24 hours before beginning the dormancy period. Well-watered plants handle temperature stress much better than dry ones. However, avoid waterlogged soil, as cooler temperatures combined with excess moisture can invite fungal issues. The ideal location for this dormancy period is an unheated garage basement covered porch, or even a spare room where you can control the temperature to stay within that 45 to 55 degree range. If you're doing this during warmer months, a basement or air-conditioned space works beautifully. If you're working with cooler outdoor temperatures, a protected porch or cold frame can be perfect. Use a reliable thermometer to monitor conditions, and if temperatures threaten to drop below 45 degrees, bring your seedlings to a slightly warmer location or provide minimal protection. During the dormancy period, maintain minimal moisture in the soil, enough to prevent complete drying but far less than your normal watering routine. Check your seedlings every few days, looking for any signs of distress such as wilting or yellowing that goes beyond normal dormancy responses. Alright, so, healthy dormancy will show slower growth and potentially some slight color changes, but, the plants should still look fundamentally healthy. After your 7 to 14 day period, it's important to gradually reintroduce your seedlings to their optimal growing conditions over a day or two, rather than making an abrupt change. The results of this technique are truly incredible to witness. Within 3 to 5 days of returning to normal growing conditions, previously stalled seedlings typically show unmistakable signs of renewed growth. You'll notice new leaf development, stronger stem formation, and a general robustness that was missing before. The root systems, which benefited tremendously from the dormancy period, now support much more vigorous above-ground growth. I've seen seedlings that were stuck at the same size for a month suddenly double in size within 2 weeks of this treatment. Beyond just using this as a rescue technique for stalled seedlings, understanding this principle can revolutionize your entire approach to seedling care. Consider incorporating planned mini-dormancy periods into your seedling routine, especially for plants that naturally experience seasonal temperature variations in their native habitats. This approach creates more resilient, robust plants that transition better into garden conditions and ultimately produce more successfully. Don't let another growing season be compromised by mysteriously stalled seedlings. Try this dormancy trick with your struggling plants, document the results, and share your success stories in the comments below. If this video opened your eyes to a new approach, make sure you're subscribed to Smart Garden so you never miss our next breakthrough technique. Hit that notification bell and share this with fellow gardeners who could benefit from this game-changing strategy. Let's grow smarter together.